Hello! Welcome to the new set of BattleBlogs. I've done a little moving around the house and am now in a new room. I'm gonna have to fill more stuff out here. But anyway, welcome to BattleBlogs, where I talk about the sport of combat robotics, particularly BattleBots, on the Discovery Channel, and specifically the current season tournament season that's going on. When the tournament dies down in a few weeks, I'll probably put this series on ice temporarily, because otherwise I'd just be talking about the featured bot and that's it. There wouldn't be much I could do. Anyway, this is covering the weeks of February the 17th and February the 24th. I'm a bit behind. I'll catch up. But anyway, let's get right to it. February the 17th had some nice little Ghost Raptor exploded. In a match between Kobold, it has a really good design. It's got a little wedge. It has a saw on top. What's interesting is the wedge is designed to knock other bots up into the saw, and the saw will clip the underbelly of the bot if done right. And that may be the main reason that in their match against Ghost Raptor, it ultimately fell apart into 5 pieces. And it was glorious. I'm going to try to say, yes, there's some nice space here. There's nice space right there. I might actually try to edit footage or pictures in that area in future episodes. I like that idea. So let's see. Ghost Raptor exploded, fell apart into 5 pieces, and it was fun to watch. Also, that episode, we saw a little bit more of a rookie bot named Blip. I really like Blip. I like Blip's design. He's a flipper bot, but unlike previous flippers, unlike previous launchers, it doesn't use hydraulics, it doesn't use pneumatics. So not using air or liquid for its pressurized lifts. It uses a new unique flywheel. So it revs up its engine on the inside for the flipping mechanism. Then it moves the engine in to catch the flywheel, and then the flywheel is attached to an arm so that this motor going at really high speeds will now cause the arm to lift. And the fun thing about it is you don't need an independent energy supply. You don't need the pneumatic tank. You don't need the pneumatic tank. You don't need the hydraulic tank. And that allows for, as long as the bot is going, it can flip at full speed, full force. And that's an interesting advantage. It also doesn't have to carry around heavy tanks and space-consuming tanks. So Blip is actually a very small, compact bot that can pack a lot more armor and a lot more stuff on it, because it doesn't have to worry about the weight of the pneumatic or hydraulic tanks. And there's nothing to pop. It can stay small, it can stay fast, and it can stay functional. So I really like Blip, and I'm really liking, if the flywheel design continues to work as it so far seems to, Blip is going to be a serious competitor in the future. I'm looking forward to watching that bot's career for many years to come. After a drought of not great main events, the episode of February the 17th had a main event that wasn't an immediate squash match. It wasn't immediately one and done. It wasn't boring. It was an actually really good main event against Whiplash and Scorpios. And these two are top tier competitors, and they went all out. It was actually exciting, and I didn't know which one of these two was going to walk out with a perfect record and a guaranteed spot in the tournament, in the main tournament, because we're still in the preliminaries for now. I didn't know which one was going to stay. I was on the edge of my seat. The better bot won. And finally, it was a good main event. On the next episode, we had Ribot. A cute... Don't let the look deceive you. It may look cute as a little frog rolling around. It is a serious competitor. And one I'm looking at to possibly one day win the Giant Nut. He went up against P1, whose design changes have vastly improved its career. And this was actually P1's only loss against Ribot, and that's not anything to be ashamed of right now. P1's new design really works on its pure speed. P1 is very fast, and essentially just a rolling wedge, but it does have I don't want to call it is a lifting arm, but it's more like an instant ramp. Because the way it's supposed to work is it rolls in under the bot and engage as its speed is ramping the bot upwards. The arm also engages to launch the bot further, essentially making it a launcher based purely on how fast P1 hits the other bot. And it's an interesting design. I like the design. It caters back to the old days of combat robotics before things got focused completely on destructive weaponry. And it does my heart good to actually see P1 do well, because it proves that kind of philosophy still works. And I'm looking forward to seeing how well it does. Speaking of cool designs, we have Glitch. Glitch has been surprisingly effective, as it has a little drum spinner, but a lot like Shatter, it has a unique drive system. Glitch and Shatter kind of glide and strafe around the arena rather than traditional driving. Instead of driving like an RC car, they just kind of glide and shift. It's without actually seeing it, it's difficult to describe. But those two use the same kind of drive engine, and they're so far the only bots that do. And it's an interesting drive mechanic. Possibly enough to actually win it a lot. And in case of Glitch, yes, it's been winning, and winning. And I just, without a doubt, unless some miraculous crazy things happened, it is a shoe-in for the tournament. As long as it keeps winning. The main event, unfortunately, the main event for the 24th was another one of those blink and you miss it matches. which is disappointing. Saw Blaze and the returning champion InGame are both absolute top tier competitors. And it did not end destructively. InGame rammed Sawblaze just right, hit with the wheel, its spinning damage wheel just right, to fling Sawblaze against a barricade and out of the ring. It was a knockout by pure ring out. And it was over very quickly, and that's unfortunate. But I no doubt Jameson Go is not going to fall for that again. If Sawblaze and InGame meet once more, Jameson Go, Sawblaze's driver, is going to make sure that he avoids those corners. And we'll have an actual real match between two titans. And we'll see what happens. The bot featured this week, the bot featured this episode is going to be Hypershock. Hypershock has had some design changes recently and has shown a lot more promise on making it all the way and being very successful. So how do you beat it? Well, Hypershock's one of its big weapons is its speed. I mean, it also has its little drum and the very, very good driving of Will Barrels. But Hypershock is very fast. And this year, I'm questioning the wisdom of this. This year, they've taken out the riding mechanism for Hypershock. And although he can drive inverted, when he's flipped on his head, he suffers greatly from a design point. And I don't know how smart it is to get rid of the riding mechanic. But it's Will Barrels' bot. He thinks he knows best. He has every right to make any changes to his robot he chooses. But right now, I think, unless you can just outmuscle him and catch him and do enough damage to just break him at that point, your other option is to get him on his head and take advantage of how much he suffers from that. I'd say that's probably one of your best bets to defeat Hypershock. You're welcome. Sorry about that. Why do I have that over there? Anyway. It's phone. Anyway. That's it for this current episode of BattleBlogs. I will catch up with everything we have very quickly. I had a lot of things that came up and got in my way. But I'm going to be making episodes back to back. Well, sort of back to back. May not be posting them back to back. But I'm going to be making them, cranking them out, catching up, and when this year's tournament is over, we'll put this series on ice, do some other stuff, and wait. But until then, until I see you next time, this was BattleBlogs, this is Josh, and it's robot fighting time.